Good afternoon. My name is Lucinda Clark, and I am here to do a brief introduction into writing and its involvement in the human rights experience. My name is Lucinda Clark, and I am here today as a publisher, a poet, and a advocate for the literary arts. I started my career as a poet about 20 years ago, and I am not your average writer. The thoughts that I get for developing my poetry usually come fully formed, and I write them down. I don't have a lot of angst about it, and then I just move on to the next thing. The reason why that's the case is because I work with a number of authors. I've published quite a bit of work from poets from a contest which we put on for the last, we're celebrating 20 years. And I've just learned that a writer comes in different forms. They come in different sizes, they come in different age groups, and they live all over the world. I wanted to introduce my work briefly. The work that I developed was the View from the Middle of the Road series. I started a couple of years ago with my children because in order to tell a writer or to critique a writer, you have to have at least written yourself. And so I started this series, and it's grown to an anthology, which you see here, of the winners of our Poetry Lit Prize. The role that literature plays in human rights. What we found, especially through the poetry contest, is that you can tell a lot about what's going on with young people, with people who live in different parts of the world, just by the poetry that they share with us. That's the reason why we titled our series Poetry Diversified, an anthology of human experience, because you can find what middle schoolers are thinking about, what college students are thinking about, what senior citizens are thinking about. And so if you get a chance to take a look at our series, which you can find on Amazon or online, or just drop us an email, we'll be glad to share it. Part of what we're supposed to do here today, I was asked by C.J. Anderson Wu, who is just a phenomenal translator. We've done a number of projects together. You can take a look at our translation partnership through Accentuated Reader. She asked me to share at least one poem that I've written from the series. What I wanted to do was to share something that deals with human rights, women's rights, that I wrote in my first series, the one that I wrote with my kids, called View from the Middle of the Road, and it's titled Dreamscapes 1 through 5. As baby girls, we dream big. As little girls, we look to life to conform and validate those dreams. As teenagers, our dreams become cloudy and confused from the haze of hormones, peer pressure, and advertising. As young adults, our dreams begin to conform to the norms of our society. For some women, this is the start of real confusion. For in a patriarchal society, there is always a better plan for us. Our big dreams now seem like figments of our imagination. What was that big dream I had? Oh yes, to nurture the future dreamers. No more dreaming for myself. As middle-aged women, sometimes the dream tries to come back. However, based on how well the dreamer has conformed to her accepted role in society, the dream may remain locked in the closet of when the kids get older. The potential dreamer becomes a multitasking cheerleader, cheering on the never-ending stream of husbands' dreams, children's dreams, aging parents' needs, and so on. And the cycle continues. As elderly women, beauty fading and child rearing over, there is one last moment of truth. Do we dare live our big dream? Or become the nurturers of the next generation, only to find in the end we slept fitfully through our lives. Thank you. And I want to thank my daughter Jessica for helping me get through this process.